What's up, you guys? It's Jonno! Welcome to another episode of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Today I want to show you the best shiny hunting method that has been discovered so far in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is the Outbreak shiny hunting method. It's also being called the Picnic Outbreak shiny hunting method. Now, if you're not familiar with mass outbreaks in the Paldea region, they're very similar to mass outbreaks from Pokemon Legends Arceus. Basically, there's a big group of Pokemon that you can identify on your map, and they're going to be showing up in that area in massive amounts. If you see a question mark icon, that just means that you don't have that Pokemon in your Pokedex just yet. So the earlier in the game, the more question marks you will see. I don't recommend to look over in the top of the map area because for the most part, those areas are really far away and you won't be able to get there in a very quick method. So I recommend to just shiny hunt in the local area around the bottom of the map until you get further into the game with stronger Pokemon, more gym badges, and all that. So if you don't see an outbreak of the Pokemon that you want, you can simply date skip one day forward and it will reset all of the outbreaks. So you can see here all of my Terra Raid icons changed, as well as respawning mass outbreaks. So I got a Pichu mass outbreak by date skipping, and that's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and shiny hunt that Pichu just for the purposes of demonstrating on this video. So the first step is find the mass outbreak that you want to shiny hunt, date skip until you find the mass outbreak that you want to shiny hunt. I had to date skip for about 4 hours last night to get a Lechonk mass outbreak. Now, that's a really long time, but it could happen. It took me a really long time. I saw people who were date skipping that whole time and they didn't even find a Lechonk mass outbreak. So if you're looking for a specific mass outbreak, you may have to date skip for a really long time in order to get one, but the process isn't too bad and you should eventually find the Pokemon that you're looking for. Some Pokemon don't spawn in mass outbreaks. It's only Pokemon that spawn in the wild. This was confirmed by a Cerebi tweet. So for example, the starters do not spawn in the wild in this game, so you can't get a mass outbreak of them. So that covers how you get the mass outbreak that you're looking for. Now, once you get that mass outbreak, you're going to need to go to the mass outbreak, and as you can see I'm doing here, you need to knock out 60 of those Pokemon. Now, if you're thinking, Jonno, that's a ton of Pokemon, how will there be any Pokemon left for me to shiny hunt? There will, because there's 150 Pokemon at least in this mass outbreak. Now, it could be less, it could be more. I'm not sure the exact numbers on how many Pokemon will spawn in your mass outbreak. However, 60 is not going to be all of them. It's not going to be even close to all of them. And you should be able to knock out 60 of them in just a couple of minutes. I did speed up this footage, but I didn't speed it up too fast because I thought some people might want to count the number that I'm knocking out here. And I did knock out about 61 or 62. Now, what's interesting is once I got to the number 48, the magic number 48, then I got this notice up at the top right of my screen. It says the number of Pichu in the outbreak is definitely growing lower. Now, the crazy thing about that notice is it doesn't mean anything, but I wanted to include it on this video because I saw very contradictory info online about that notice. Some people were saying once you get that notice, you have the max shiny odds. It's not true, okay? So if you see a video that says that, just forget about it, go watch a different video, or just share this video with a friend, because I definitely confirmed that that notice comes at 48, and that happened with my Lechonk outbreak last night as well. Once I hit 48, I got that notice, but I still need to do 12 more in order to get the best shiny odds. Now, the best shiny odds you can get before you get Sparkling Power and before you get the Shiny Charm is 1 in 1,366, and that's the odds we're going to get here. So we're reducing our shiny odds from 1 in 4,096 to 1 in 1,366. So basically reducing our odds by more than half. This is a very, very good way to get a shiny Pokemon, and I'm going to show you on this video. I did get a shiny Pichu from using this method. It took me about an hour to get that shiny Pichu. Most of the time was spent checking Pichus. You can see here, it didn't take very much time for me to get my 60 knocked out. I officially have my 60 knocked out now. So once I go around and I look at all of the Pichu spawns to make sure that none of them are shiny, then I'm going to use my picnic function to despawn all of the Pichus and then respawn all of the Pichus. Now that's the really important part. That's why people are calling it the picnic method, because when you pull out your picnic table, it despawns all the Pokemon around you, and when you come out of the picnic experience, then you actually get new spawns. So that's the shiny hunting method right there. You're gonna check all the spawns, see if there's a shiny one, and if there is no shiny one, then you're gonna pull out your picnic and then put the picnic away immediately as fast as possible so you can reset those spawns as fast as possible. That's the method, and I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you here, and then we're gonna get that shiny. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna skip to the part where we got the shiny using this method. Like I said, I did this for about an hour, and I had a ton of footage. I obviously picked the hardest shiny to possibly shiny hunt for because shiny Pichu looks exactly the same as regular Pichu. I realized once I got started with this hunt, I was just in a really tough position because this is an extremely difficult shiny hunt. Obviously, there is no shiny sound in this game, and there's no shiny sparkle when a Pokemon comes into the overworld, so you just have to know what that shiny Pokemon looks like, and it is the most difficult part about shiny hunting some Pokemon, and Pichu is a prime example of how the Pokemon looks barely different at all, and you just have to know what it looks like. I ended up pulling up a picture of shiny Pichu on the internet, and I looked at a couple different generations of shiny Pichu, including Gen 9, which is this game, and Gen 8, which is the Galar region, and I was able to identify that Pichu would have really bright red, sparkly cheeks and a deeper yellow color. So I kept on looking for a Pokemon with deep red cheeks, and I also was looking for one that had a brighter yellow color. And I kept on looking around, and it was really hard to identify, but I eventually did see this Pichu right here that looked like it was way more yellow, not the pale yellow like the other ones looked. And of course, it was the shiny Pichu. So I was able to confirm during the course of about an hour of recording this video that yes, this method works. You do get boosted shiny odds. We've seen that online from the people who post all the shiny odds and things like that. So we know that this method works. I was able to do it 3 times successfully last night on the live stream. We got shiny Palmy, we got shiny Charcadet, and we also got shiny Lechonk. And then today, in another hour, I was able to get the shiny Pichu as well. So this method definitely works. This is the best method. You want to knock out the 60 Pokemon and then start resetting them. You don't have to use the picnic table. I did prove that on my Lechonk video. If you want to watch my Lechonk shiny video, you don't actually have to use the picnic to reset the spawns. You can just walk far away and the spawns will despawn, and then you can walk back into the area and they will respawn. And I was able to confirm that works on my live stream last night. So we've got different methods here. You don't necessarily have to do the picnic table if you don't want to. If you're in an area that's large enough where you can roam around and still get plenty of spawns, you could just roam until the Pokemon despawn and then run back into the area and watch them respawn, and that will work for you as well. So either way, it doesn't matter. You're basically accomplishing the same thing, which is despawning all the Pokemon around you and then respawning them. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful and informative. Let me know your comments down below, and please let me know, what are you calling this shiny hunting method? I've heard Picnic Outbreak method, I've heard Picnic Reset method, but what are you calling it? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to all of my amazing subscribers, and peace!